Welcome to the Matt and
Hi,
Colin
guys.
Show. My name is Matt.
And that would make me Colin.
Yep, that's Colin. Because if it wasn't him,
It wouldn't be called the Matt and Colin Show.
yep, you got it. Today is an extra special episode. This is the first episode that has been recorded in the new year. So, new things are happening.
Happy New Year's.
Yeah, definitely Happy New Year. Make sure you follow up on your resolutions. Don't give up on them in February. You know, hold them through. Or don't.
Live your best life. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, that's fine. But make sure to definitely like the video, subscribe to the channel, follow us on Spotify or wherever you're listening your podcast at. Rate us 5 stars if you're on Spotify. And check out the website, 30 Rack Inc. Follow all of the socials down below, including the Twitter to get the funny outtakes. And
Yeah, the Twitter is probably a lot of good content in there with Matt getting drunk the last podcast.
it's beautiful.
So obscure rap lyrics and selfies and pictures, and it was a beautiful time after that podcast. It wasn't good to record, but afterwards, gold stuff.
Agreed. Definitely agreed. But also follow us on Untappd because that's how you can see the beers we're getting fucked up on.
There you go.
Or I should say,
Or any alcoholic beverages, because
yeah, they got wine. They got not.
I think we're gonna find a new one that they do review here in a bit that I have.
Yeah, definitely. So let's just after all the plug session, let's just get into it.
Well,
What's your beer, Colin?
I got a cider actually. Two Town Cider House from somewhere in Oregon. I forget the name of already. It's just an unfiltered hard cider made with Jonah Gold apples that are, I think, exclusive to the PNW. I'm assuming.
Probably.
Or yeah, Corvallis, Oregon. Yep, I think Matt said like 2 hours south of Portland. Yeah, 5% alcohol, 150 calories. So we're gonna try them out. I haven't had the only cider experience I've had in general are Reds. What are the other ones?
Johnny hard cider.
No,
Johnny's hard cider.
what was that other one? Ale Smith and Ale. It's like a
Smith and Hammer. I think Smith and Hammer.
I'll look it up. Hold on. Because like that was the only other one, because it was like, this is an overtly manly looking can, so I'm gonna get this cider.
Yeah. Strongbow.
Strongbow is another one. Yep.
Yeah, Strongbow.
Smith and
Anchor.
what was it called? Smith and something.
It's Smith and something cider.
Smith and Wesson. No, that's not it.
No, that probably is not it.
Smith cider. Smith and Forge. That's what it was. Yep.
Okay, I remember that.
Yep. So that was the other one I've had, and I probably haven't had a cider in probably 5, 6, 7 even years. So we're just gonna see what happens.
That's a while. It's like a long time.
Yeah, well, I usually didn't drink them because they were so fucking stupid with all the different flavors they've made, because they were like, this is blueberry cider, and I'm like, okay, that's fine, I guess, but then you just started putting too much sugar in it, and I was like, this is just disgusting at this point. So it looks fairly like a lighter apple juice, I would say, or something like that.
Yeah,
like a very light, kind of like a pale ale hue to it, like a very like a greeny, yellowy thing.
The ingredient list was like what, 3-4 fucking ingredients?
Yeah, honestly, that's pretty good. It's an unfiltered one, so it's like as much pure apple cider as you can get, and actually really good.
There you
Pretty
go.
tasty. I fuck with this on a nice like Nice sipper day. I mean, I don't want to fucking pound this bitch, but like, I fuck with this. I don't think it's bad at all. I quite like it. Yet again, that's not something I would drink a fuck ton of because I would feel like shit real quick.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, you definitely wouldn't want like to drink 4 of those. That would.
I mean, you could be that could be said about any beer though. You don't want to drink that many of any beer. You're gonna feel like shit. But like, I don't know.
I mean, 4 of my beers. Let's find out.
I like that. I'm glad because there's a lot more ciders and seltzers they have at the Dan's supermarket we shop at and get these. So there's a lot more I could try. I could try a lot of these every week then.
We actually have a cider bar up in Capitol Hill that I could take you to. They serve 99% ciders. Ciders or seltzers. So
I mean, yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, they got a bunch of crazy shit.
Look at me expanding my horizons. Matt too. Because what do you have this week?
Before I get in what I got, what do you rate your cider, bud?
It's yet again very hard to have a rating for this because I'm known only the macro shitty ones. I would drink again out of 5.
Okay.
I don't know if it's like I said, it's hard to rate a numerical value to something I can't really like put another thing again. So
yeah, you have nothing to compare it to.
Yeah. So I mean, it's a would drink again out of 5.
All right. Well, that probably factors somewhere on the Richter scale, you know.
The Richter scale for earthquakes, yes.
All right. So yeah, as Colin mentioned, I do have a new beer, and I'm gonna be doing this new thing for January. So normally, January for most people, they celebrate a dry January or something along the lines of that. I said
Matt said that. Fuck it, we're doing wet January.
Yeah, wet January. Ooh, rough words.
I'm pretty sure PBR's Twitter account coined that phrase. That's where I saw that.
So yeah, we have wet or yeah, damn it.
we got a wet beverage here.
Look at a drip. We got Athletic Brewing Company, Upside Dawn. It's a golden. I
get it because it's like upside down, but it's upside down.
Yeah, because you would drink this in the morning type shit.
Oh.
We got a whopping 50 calories.
Damn.
And if you're like, holy shit, what beer is that? Yeah, it's non-alcoholic.
It's a
That's the thing this month. I'm gonna drink only NA beers on the podcast. That way, there's people out there that drink NA beers, and it is a very new.
Yeah, because you're doing that, I'm gonna try to the rest of this month try to get only seltzers and ciders. We can do a non-beer month.
Yeah, there we go. We could do that.
That'd be a little interesting for everyone.
Yeah, exactly. So I picked this up. I had, if you guys have been watching, I had the IPA from them maybe about 2 months ago or so, and I thought
you were a big fan of that.
Amazing.
Yeah, I remember that one.
I was like impressed to F and back.
To F and back.
And so I literally just picked up a 6er of this one, and I said, you know what? That's what I want to do for the podcast this month. I'm just gonna drink NA beers instead of doing, because fuck the dry January. I mean, that ain't me, man. I don't want to do that. Respect to anybody that does it. Respect to you. Hope you do well. I'm pulling for you. But it ain't for me. At least not yet. Maybe next year. Maybe next year. I thought about it, and then I drank about like 12:03. That was the end of the thought. So, but let's check her out and see how she tastes. Honestly, it's good. It's so good. Like, Athletic Brewing, they are seriously changing. Granted, I haven't drank any other NA beer.
Where are they out of?
I think Maine, but I'm completely probably wrong.
I'll look it up. I got you.
Yeah, their can says Connecticut, but I don't know if that's just where they're canned at, because that's possible. But
I got you.
But they also have a canning place over in California, San Diego, I believe it said. It says on the can. Yeah, San Diego, California. So that's how we can get it out here on the West Coast, which is nice. I must say that. But yeah, I'm going to have to give this. I'm thinking this is supposed to be an ale. Like a golden ale. Golden lager. If I knew what it was trying to mimic.
Yeah, Stratford, Connecticut.
Okay, so it is.
It's one. There's a brewery over there, and then the other one is in San Diego.
Okay, so it is what their can says.
Yep.
Okay.
So they have two on each coast. Well, one on each coast, I should say, two total.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. And honestly, that makes it. It should make it readily accessible for everybody listening to this podcast if you're in America. Honestly, I would give the Athletic Brewing, I'd say a 4 out of 5 on this one. I know I gave the last one a 5 out of 5. This one, I don't know what it's trying to be. I don't know if it's trying to be a lager. I don't know if it's trying to be a pilsner. I don't know if it's trying to be a ale. But it's good. Like, this is my 4th one. I've enjoyed every one. I haven't been like, oh, I don't want it. Like, it's good. It's enjoyable, refreshing as hell.
What you want?
So yeah, 4.
Cool. So what's on our docket for the news today, Matt?
Yeah, let's get in the news. So, Troy Aikman.
Oh boy,
you've heard of him, right?
Yeah,
the legendary quarterback.
He's kind of an annoying broadcaster, but
now these some people know him as the legendary quarterback. Some people know him as the annoying broadcaster. It depends on what generation you're from.
Right. But
he's getting into beer. He has co-founded an Austin-based company that will release 8, a 90-calorie light beer in Texas in early 2022. That's gonna be fucking tough to say properly all the time. He had teased the partnership for months on Instagram, including a post in September from 2021.
So is he buying a stake in this brewery, or is he actually just partnering up for a single beer?
This is his thing.
Oh, he's like partnered with the brewery, as in like he's like part owner of it.
Yep, yeah. So, the Instagram post that detailed his rigorous workout regimen and sleep schedule, ending with a beer emoji, and suggested celebrate life's victories. Aikman says he feels like he's been in the beer business for years anyhow. He worked for Miller Distributor in Oklahoma in college, a job he got at the suggestion of his coach, Barry Switzer. After Aikman retired from the Cowboys, he did some national campaigns for Miller Lite when he opened his restaurant, Troy's, in Arlington, Texas.
This is something I did not know.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
I feel like every football player opens up a restaurant at one point, though.
I mean, it's a good market. It's a good venue, or
I remember when
revenue of money.
Yeah. I remember when Michael Jordan opened up his restaurant in Chicago, and it was such a cool idea. I was like, oh my God.
Yep. Yeah.
I want to say about this cider is that it's not overtly sweet. It's actually really like kind of well balanced, because I don't know if you know this, but the part that makes your mouth dry and like the stuff that's in wine, that's called tannins, I think that's what it's called, and that's what's in the grapes and like some of the apples that counteract the sweetness of it, so it makes it like a lot more balanced than you would like a normal reds, because that's like pure sweetness to shot at you through a fucking cannon into your face. So
yeah,
and I think that was the other one I've had, Angry Orchard. That I almost forgot about those.
Oh, Angry Orchard, that's a popular one.
Yeah, that was the one I actually didn't hate. That was the only drinkable one I always had, because like also this apple cider's mixed with Guinness is very good. It's called a Snakebite, I think. Very good.
I do believe that is correct, and I think we actually talked about that.
Yeah, we talked about the very early podcast, but
early days. Go watch all of them and figure out which one it is. Comment it down below.
Maybe I'll make one of those one of these times. I'll just buy some Guinness and make some snake bites here.
There you go. 8 has been a project for several years, and in at least 3 states, Aikman researched with members of Food, Science, and Technology Department at Oregon State University before partnering with the, sorry if I butcher this, Boberg Brewing Company in New Orleans to make the beer.
Nolans.
Yeah, sorry if I butchered that one, guys.
Nolans.
The company headquarters in the Farberg Brewing Company headquarters in Austin, which Aikman thinks is a more authentic to the brand than his hometown of Dallas. Okay. He says he hopes it will intrigue health-conscious people, the early risers, as he calls them, the people who get up in the morning with a purpose and want to be better.
So pause. Are these NA beers he's trying to promote, or are they just lower calorie beers? Or is he just like
90 calories?
Okay, I just didn't know if there was like
a goal for this. Like,
okay,
doesn't say it's. Yeah, unfortunately, the article didn't tell the alcohol content, but it's going to be before 4 and 5.
So one of these beers get released.
90 calories. It will be released Texas bars and restaurants February 2022, and then the company will pause for a consideration of expansion to other states, and it will, after that, it will start to be sold in 6-packs, 12-packs, and 19.2 ounces single serve cans at retail establishments only in Texas starting March 22.
I'm gonna be honest, I mean, it'd be cool, but I don't care.
I hope it does well and it comes to us.
I mean, yeah, like obviously I would want to try it, but like I'm not holding my breath and be like, oh, I hope it makes it all the way up to Washington. This sounds like something
I agree.
It's like, it's okay, it's whatever.
I think it's cool. Like, I don't know. I mean,
more brewers are not a bad thing.
Exactly. Well, I mean, technically, he just partnered with the brewer to make a beer, so he didn't like create a brewery. But
he probably drank it. Was like, yep, that's fucking beer. Sell it.
On to better news. Definitely better news.
So just like this segue.
Yeah. So we told you guys about Ball Corporation. About a month ago, they said they're going to up all their prices and their minimum shipments.
Oh, the canning stuff and
yeah.
Yep.
Well, the Oregon representative, Senate representative, or I guess his technical title is Senate Financial Committee Chair. He wrote a letter to Ball begging, pleading, say, dude, just hold up. You can't put this is too soon. You can't put this in our people's faces that soon. Like, we need more time, because like our small breweries are just going to get wrecked by this. And Ball responded and said, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so as it stood before he wrote, the rule was starting January 1st, 2022, all non-contracted brewers must order 1 million cans of their beer, print, or whatever for one shipment. Like they that's the minimum. And they also wrote that they would no longer store any excess. Say you ordered 250,000 or whatever, and you only needed 200,000. They wouldn't hold that 50,000 back for you. So they were just like cutting all ties. But they have since then postponed it because of Senate Wyden, I think maybe Wyden. He said he pretty much just asked for a postponement, and then now they are postponing.
Where's the senator out of? What state?
Who?
Who's the senator out of? What state?
Oregon.
Oh, Oregon. Okay.
Yep, Oregon. Wyden wrote in his letter last month about small brewers' concerns over Ball's announcement that it would no longer warehouse inventory for small brewers saying the alternative for small brewers of using third-party distributors for warehousing and labeling services will increase costs and may require the use of shrink sleeves labels that are less recyclable and less popular among consumers.
Those are the ones like that have like the 3-packs of like you've seen like Bud Light Ice, like the tall boys, like those kind of shrink wrap packaging.
I believe so. Yeah.
I mean, that's what I assume it would be.
It might be talking about the actual labeling of the can.
Oh, not the actual cans themselves.
Yeah, not the wrapping of it.
Oh.
But I wonder what
I think like Bud Light Ice or whatever it's fucking called.
Bud
like,
Ice.
Yeah, whatever. And like Natty Daddy's the only things I've ever seen come in those packaging with the triple tall boy packaging.
Yeah. Yeah,
Shit's funny.
I mean, every now and then you'll find a few here and there, but yeah.
I mean, I haven't exclusively been looking. Like, I just like those are the ones I've just seen in passing.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, so that's good. That is good for the brewers. They get more time to figure out how the hell to because they didn't stop it. They just postponed it. They just said, okay, we'll give you 3 more months. Figure your shit out.
That's good.
Or like make connections, get contracts set up or whatever. And it says the widen. This postponement is good news and start of the new year for small brewers in Oregon and throughout the country who now have more time to work on long-term solutions that will allow them to continue getting their quality beer to market and generate jobs in the process. Because honestly, if they go out of business because they can't can their product because it's too expensive, that's just a lose-lose in both situations. We lose out on the beer and we lose out on the job, which that's always bad.
Right. We'll see what happens, I guess. I mean, them putting it off for a little bit longer is cool, but at the same time, like, it's going to be an inevitable thing. They're going to have to, either the breweries are going to have to change, like, how they're doing stuff, or they're going to have to just kind of bite the bullet on that kind of thing and just, like, sell, like, probably ask for less cans or more cans, I guess, and just, like, maybe backlogging some more in their own warehouses.
Yeah, and, I mean, it kind of sucks that, because I feel like last year during COVID times when like
which is already sucks because people are already fucking like, well, we're slowing down on buying stuff, so I don't know if we're gonna be making these quotas, but they're like, fuck you, we're gonna fucking make you buy more. So
I agree.
I feel like one of them is gonna come out with the way they want it, and the other one's just kind of be like gonna be out the dry. But at the same time, who knows? Anyway,
Ireland, the great country of Ireland, they drink beer there, a lot of it apparently with this statement. So they put a minimum price on alcohol to curb binge drinking. Ireland's government has imposed a minimum unit price on alcoholic beverages on Tuesday, whatever the hell that is, like the 3rd.
Yeah, and Americans are going to stop eating cheeseburgers. Sure.
Exactly. One of the few nations to introduce such a rule as a public health measure intended to curb binge drinking and reduce alcohol-related health issues. Which, I mean, I'm not too...
The only issue is I'm not drinking enough.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. The rule requires a price of €1, or for us freedom units people, $1.13 per standard drink.
That's how people would read that. Yeah, that's how normal people would say that.
Per standard drink, that means that a bottle of wine containing 12.5% of alcohol, equivalent to about 7.4 standard drinks, for example, cannot be served or sold less than €740, or about $8.35 in freedom units. I don't know how expensive it was before, but I think it was probably cheaper than that. If they're putting in this measure to make it more expensive, it was probably cheaper than that.
So to get a bottle of wine, you can't buy it cheaper than $8.35 equivalent to.
if it's a 12.5%. It's all okay, so this is the next
So if it's under that threshold, it can be sold cheaper.
Through the new pricing, though the new pricing would mean that drinks with high alcohol content currently being sold cheaply would go up in price. Most premium brands would stay in the same, says the lady that they interviewed. I didn't get her name.
It's not affecting things that were decently priced, but the ones that were overpriced, it's going to hurt. Underpriced. So you can't buy stuff for $5 anymore.
Correct.
But how much volume is that?
It's not per volume. It's per amount of alcohol beverages in consumption. Like in
so the
bottle.
volume of the container.
Yeah, so I guess it is volume, but
Okay.
So maybe you're right.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know what a standard drink is. It didn't say. I have to assume it's probably like 8 ounces to 12 ounces. Because I don't think you're buying a bottle of wine that has 7.5 12-ounce glasses of wine in it for $8. That just seems even more intense.
Wow! That's a low price!
Okay.
But if like a standard drink's like 4 ounces, like 6 ounces, 8 ounces, you know, that maybe sounds a little bit more reasonable. Don't know what a standard drink is, but if I figure it out, now you know. Some critics of the measure said it would unfairly penalize poorer people and those struggling with alcohol abuse, which I completely see where they're coming from, because they're making cheaper alcohol more expensive, and those people still need that alcohol. It's a rabbit hole there, or a hamster wheel. Not great, but
yeah, the hamster holes.
I mean, I see. This is kind of like one of those double-edged swords where you fight one thing and you create another problem with the thing you're fighting. They didn't want to do a flat tax of any kind to disproportionately affect those families of the lower scale of the economic pyramid.
So why didn't they just like increase the tax over a certain alcohol percentage?
Well, because you would then still be able to get like your 40 proof or your 80 proof for still $8 or whatever.
No, because you would increase the tax over it. I'd say anything over like 20 proof. Let's say anything over that would be taxed more than like anything below that. I feel like that would be a simpler solution than what they're doing.
Well, yeah. I don't know.
I'm probably just not getting something.
Yeah,
honestly,
there is probably something that we're just missing.
I'm not looking at the article right now.
I read the article. I got a lot of notes here, and honestly, I think you make sense there.
I'm sure there's a rhyme and a reason.
Yeah, it probably is. It is legal to drink at like fucking 15.
Yeah, most of Europe and Canada and stuff like that, you can be
that could also
under
be
21.
a reason. So it's not necessarily the amount of alcohol. They just don't want you to have it at all.
So more like quantity over quality type situation.
Yeah, they don't care if you have some forward shots of some fucking good shit. They just don't want you smashing 4 bottles of some bomb fucking shit.
Yeah, okay.
A quick note here, it says on average people in Ireland aged 15 and over drank the equivalent of 40 bottles of vodka, 113 bottles of wine, or 436 pints of beer in 2019.
Sounds like a good party to me.
436 pints of beer. That's like the one I can relate to. There's not a chance I touch that number.
You're like, I could relate to that.
That's the only number I know of. There's not a chance I touch that number. 436 pints. That's so many. I probably maybe touched 200. That's a lot. But
Who's to say?
that is who's this? Ireland is not the first one to be doing this either. They are following the footsteps of neighbors like Scotland, which became the first nation to introduce minimum pricing for alcohol in 2018, and Wales in 2020.
Oh shit, the Wales have colonized, made their own country.
Yeah, bro.
You need to get on them.
I'm Team Orca.
Ah,
Or I'm from Orca
I would have thought the
land.
Dolphins would have definitely, like the football team, would have made their own nation.
Members of the 1984 Miami Dolphins. Amazing creatures. They're actually the second smartest mammals on the planet due to their head injuries.
They tried and failed because they suck. Did you see that performance on Sunday? God, it was bad.
No, 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 no.
We're on to the pick six. Me going first. We got the Easy Peasy from Cloudburst Brewing. It clocks in at 6.1%. 53 IBUs. It's super refreshing pale ale with a very hazy body. I had this guy, I don't know, about a week ago or so, and it was just, man. The bartender was pouring it, and I was just like, oh, dude, I'm gonna fucking love this, and I did. I'm pretty sure I untapped it at like a 4.5, 5 or something, crazy, something like that. The beer before that I had was the Beta IPA 27 from Fort George Brewing. Big popular fucking brewer on the podcast right now. We've had it. I think they've been referenced in like 4 straight podcasts or something at this point. But it is a 7.5%. It's amazing beer. It's a perfect IPA with a nice bite and great flavor. And then the beer I picked up, because I was at a bottle shop, the beer I picked up for the dinner beer, I should say, yeah, was the Dank IPA from P. Freem Family Brewers. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. It clocked in at 7.8% ABV with 70 IBUs. It was tropical, fruity, grapefruit, and had a lot of dank hoppiness. Like when you smell it, like you were like, damn, it felt like they were just shoving hops in it. It was great. I think I rated that one very high as well. There's my 3. Colin, what's your 3?
First one is now you're gonna have to work with me, guys, because I am starting to get to the point where I don't remember which beers I've recommended for the pick 6 because we don't write them down because we're dumb people. So the first one is Gumball Head from Three Floyds. Pretty available one. It's an American wheat. It's a pale wheat ale type situation. Actually, the hops come from here in Washington, Yakima Valley, and it's a wheat pale ale, lemony kind of flavored. Good shit. It was rated a 3.96 out of 5 on Untappd, so there's your rating for that one. Next one is Purple Haze from Abita down in New Orleans. That is that brewery. It's a lager that is like, it's a fruit beer and also a lager with like raspberries added to it. So it's got a little bit of a tang, for lack of a better term for it. It's actually labeled as a raspberry lager, so pretty solid. I haven't had it in a very long time, but I remember enjoying it back when I did. The IBUs is only 13, so it's pretty easy drinking. 4.2%. Then last one is one I've talked about before and recommended probably multiple times, honestly, and it's they made a double version of it, the Double Two Hearted. It is 11%. It's like the normal Two Hearted, but they added more Centennial hops to it, which we've talked about hops, of course, before and everything like that. There's more citrus and pine notes and that kind of flavor profile to it, and I thought it was very good, solid rendition of a classic. So,
Is that double two-hearted? Is that a imperial, or is it just like an ale?
I mean, it's 11%, so I think you could probably include it. You could probably call it an imperial if you really wanted to. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a pretty I don't want to say like an overused term to just kind of like say something's a higher percentage in alcohol, roughly. I mean, I don't even know. I honestly, like, you could call like a normal IPA an imperial IPA, or you could call it a double hopped, like a double IPA. But I think it just, like, you have to hit like a certain like percentage threshold to be called that. So I feel like for a normal IPA to be called imperial, you just have to up the percentage of the normal IPA and probably make it more alcohol content. But like in a double, you would actually have to add more hops and more stuff like that to it. So I feel like the doubles and the triples, they actually add more specifically, opposed to like an imperial where you just up the alcohol percentage somehow. I don't.
Well, I could be wrong. I thought the imperial and doubles were interchangeable.
That's where the gray area is. See, I don't know enough about the specifics of the names to really tell you the difference. But at the same time, like, that is how I always understood it, of like you adding like doubles and triples and stuff like that. You're definitely adding more ingredients and more like stuff like that. But imperials, you're just kind of like up in the percentage of alcohol, which happens in the other one. But like I said, I'm still learning stuff as much as everyone listening, and Matt is, like, still learning about beers and stuff, and how to taste them, honestly, and how to best describe them so you guys can get a good idea of what we're talking about. At the end of the day, the double IPA, double two-hearted, very good, would recommend. So
and that was your last one then?
that was my last one, but I'm on the Bell's website and it said related. I didn't know they made a black-hearted version of it.
Yes, I have seen that one.
And a cold-hearted.
I haven't seen the cold-hearted.
So the black-hearted's a black IPA and the cold-hearted's a cold IPA. I didn't even know those were things until just right now.
I've seen a black IPA before, and it is exactly what it said.
I probably would not like it.
I'm interested, but I'm very skeptical. Like, I would have to definitely do a taster for sure. And a cold IPA, I'm assuming it's probably
cold fermentation.
Yeah.
But the thing is like, I would have thought being like a cold something like that, it would have a higher alcohol by volume. It's only 7%. So I mean, because usually with like those cold ones, you would think it's a higher percentage because people like the ice beers and stuff like that. But I think that this is made like some other kind of way. So that's really interesting. I didn't know there were so many. And there's also like the lighthearted. I think we've talked about one, like the low calorie
the lighthearted version. Yep.
I didn't know there were so many different. I mean, it is like their most popular beer. So
they got work off their flagship.
Literally, Bell's is like a solid ass brewery.
100%.
Very solid. There's a lot of them I've never had, but I don't think I've ever had one I was like, wow, this is nothing I wouldn't drink. I've still never tried their Hop Slam before, and that's like probably the most coveted by them. I know you've had it before and you loved it, but
yeah,
I think
that's like one of my
but like
top beers
I honestly
ever.
like when that was big back when I was in Ohio, like I wasn't really into IPAs then. I was more into like stouts and brown ales and lagers still and stuff like that. So
well, we know what we're doing when we go back to Ohio next time.
Yeah, literally.
We'll get you a Hop Slam because you need that in your life.
I didn't know it was brewed with honey. I didn't even know that. That's awesome. Because like when we had that one honey beer, the what was that called from Stone?
I think it was Let's Be Friends or something like that.
Yeah, Let's Be something. It was a B pun.
Yep.
Because breweries are fucking stupid. But yeah, that honey IPA was like, it was some next level. It's like the honey balanced out the bitterness and everything. It was so good. It was one of my favorite IPAs I've ever had.
We have a new podcast time. Same day. It's just going to be a little bit later. You guy is a little lazy sometimes. We're just going to make you guys expect it a little bit later now. 12 o'clock Pacific time. 3 o'clock Eastern. It's up on the screen right now. Your time in that time zone. Colin, let's cheers and get the hell out of here.
I'm out of alcohol, but let's cheers
That's
it.
okay.
Don't fall. Oh my god. That is fucking funny. Woo! Okay. Oh,
That's gonna be
cheers.
the meme forever now.
I will literally say that every time we do that. Like, don't fall.
Well, thanks for joining us. Make sure to like the video, follow us on all the social medias, check out the website,
Thank
rate us
you.
5 stars.
Thank you for watching and listening so much. I know we say it a lot, but we truly mean it. It means the world to us to see you guys come out each week and, you know, let us into your lives a little bit. And I really do appreciate that. Thank you.
Agreed. With that being said, we'll see you next Sunday.
Bye.